What's up, y'all? Welcome back to My Twisted Life of TV. I'm Poetry. You are here for another recap and review of Game of Thrones. Oh my goodness. House of the Dragons. This is season 1, episode 3. And this one is called Second of His Name. Just in case y'all didn't know, this show has already been renewed for season 2. So we are already gonna be back for season 2, and I like it. I like the flow of it. So I will be back as well. The one thing I don't like, I mentioned this if you aren't watching, I'm also reviewing, or I did review the first 2 episodes of Lord of the Rings. And in that episode, I mentioned that one of the things that I don't like about Game of Thrones is the fact that we are only dealing with the Targaryens. I understand this is the House of the Dragon, yada yada this, yada yada that. But I wanted to see some more interaction with the king in other realms. How he is boss over these realms. What is making this king so much better than anybody else? We've only seen them in the damn council room for the most part. I mean, he goes out a little bit, but for at least 90% of the show, they in the council room. So I was really looking forward to see them getting out of King's Landing, getting out of the Red Keep. This particular episode they did, so it made me like the episode a little bit more. Now, they sped this mug up, y'all. Sped it up. It's 3 years later, and I told y'all before that the teenagers in the show are going to be switched out with new actors and actresses, right? Well, they have to grow up. So they are forcing these characters to grow up in this particular episode by advancing it 3 years, and the decisions and choices they have to make are more adult-like. Okay, so 3 years though. We start this episode off again at the Stepstone. I want to say every episode we've been started off at the Stepstone, and we have I can never get his name right. It's not Grandar. It's Grangar. It's Grandar. It don't even matter. It don't even matter after this episode. He's still wreaking havoc down there on the Stepstone, y'all. He getting little empty threats of what Lord Corlys gonna do. Lord Corlys is gonna rip you to shreds. Lord Corlys gonna do this. Lord Corlys gonna do that. It's almost 3 years later, y'all. 3 years. And Lord Corlys and them ain't handled business like they thought they would. I'm surprised because Lord Corlys has the biggest navy in all 7 realms. All 7 realms. The biggest navy. How are you letting this little peon from the free cities wreak havoc on y'all like that? It don't make sense to me, okay? And I didn't understand why the hell Lord Corlys needed permission to protect his own shit in the first place. Well, he done teamed up with Daemon, okay? And they losing the fucking battle. It is crazy. You know, crazy as hell. He is turning Corlys' fleet up. I think he said he maybe had like 18 ships left and maybe 60 soldiers. Maybe. It's crazy, right? Okay. So, Daemon, it's smoke and it's fire all over the place, right? Because Greyguard is his name. He has he killing up folks, tying them up to stake, putting nails in their hand like they Jesus, and feeding them to the crabs. And he doing this on the show, but at the same time burning shit up, setting stuff on fire, right? So we got this big pillow of smoke and fire and flames all in the sky, and Daemon rides in on the dragon, add more fire to the grill. Okay, it's almost like, we got the fire going, it's good and burning, and Daemon come in with fucking lighter fluid. That's exactly what's happening. He killing his own folks at the same doggone time. Now, it was a dude in the opening that was with Rhaegar. Like I said, he was nailing him to the post. He like, "Hail Prince Damien! Hail Prince Damien! Burn those commie bastards!" He didn't say those exact words, but that's basically what he said. If he was in Vietnam, that's what he would say. And he's like, "I'm here, save me, Daemon, save me!" And then the Red Dragon, landed and crushed that motherfucker. I was like, good, take his little whiny ass out. Take him out. Get him out of my memory. Thank God. I was so happy about that. Shut the hell up. So, Dragar people, when they saw the dragon and the added fire, the basically lighter fluid being added to the fire, they ran to the caves, okay? Dragar just walked slowly. He walked like a zombie. He burnt the fuck up. You know, he looked like he got that scale disease that Stannis Baratheon's daughter had. Remember her face? He looked like he got that scale disease too. I don't know. He fucked the hell up. So he in the cave just chilling. All of them in the cave just chilling. And then his men started lighting Daemon up. And the dragon. They shooting arrows of fire into the dragon. And Daemon caught one in the chest, right? I was like, are they true Targaryens? Because Targaryens are not supposed to be bothered by fire. What is going on? But Daemon and the dragon ran. They took flight. Okay. So like I said, I was saying they sped this shit up. We can't ease into the madness. They just gonna hit us with the fact that King Viserys has a 3-year-old son. Well, he's 2, but it's been 3 years. Has a 2-year-old son now. On top of that, Alicent pregnant again. Okay, now by it being 3 years have passed, that means Alicent is now 18. Rhaenyra is 17, about to turn 18. Okay, so I was check call her Lady Alicent. No, she's Queen Alicent now, right? They got busy right away for them to already have a 2-year-old and having another baby on the way as well. Okay, well, since this boy child now exists, it was seen that Lady Rhaenyra or Princess Rhaenyra is no longer heir to the throne. Okay, that's what most people are going to assume. And I was like, did they rescind her name in these 3 years? Is she no longer going to be, you know, queen? Is she going to be fulfilling the prophecy like Princess never ever said? Shout out to y'all who gave me that name. Oh my God, who gave me the name? You said Princess never ever. And I was like, yes, that's it. Because I can't keep calling her Rhaenys because I be mixing her and Rhaenyra up. Thank you for the name. Okay. Well, they ain't did it yet, y'all. Okay. But this is the topic that's up for discussion. They finna go on a hunt. Remember when Robert Baratheon went on that hunt and got killed by the boar, but he was set up in my eyes. Anyway, they going on this doggone hunt. In the hunt, they also having a naming ceremony for the baby. This is the second day of his naming ceremony. I remember when they had a baby, I think it's like a 3-day process or something like that. Well, I don't like, he talking to his brother. And his brother's telling him, look, they need to make sure that Prince Aegon, which is the name of the son, is going to be the doggone king. We need to get rid of Rhaenyra. She a girl. Okay. I was like, I don't think he going to do it. The king not going to do that. But his brother said, well, it's up to you to make him do it. Make him see the light. We know doggone well none of us want no girl to be the queen. Well, the king at this time gets word that Dragar has also taken over Bloodstone. So now he's got Stepstone and Bloodstone. And the matter at Stepstone, though, needs his immediate attention. What the fuck is going on up there? It needs his immediate attention, okay? The king is like, not today. This is my son's party. It's the prince's naming ceremony. It's his birthday. That's all that fucking matters right now. All I want to do is party and bullshit. That's all the king want to do anyway. Is have functions. That's all we see him do. He's so irritating to me. Ugh. Like, do some king stuff, sir. Do some king stuff. But the guy who brought the information to him, his name is Tyler. He like, bruh, come on. You need to hear these issues, so we gonna walk and talk. And he telling him everything that's going down. Daemon is doing everything he can, but the men, they getting tired, they weary, they dying left and right. The ships are getting manhandled. We need our king to step up, okay? Like I said, all the king is concerned with is this doggone party. And why the hell Rhaenyra ain't present? Where the fuck is my damn daughter, right? Like I said, for those who, you know, keeping up with this, she should be 17, 18 now, right? But nobody seems to know her whereabouts, right? Well, she out there underneath the red tree. I think y'all said it's called a weirwood tree. I didn't even know that when I was watching Game of Thrones. So good, thank y'all for that name too. So she's studying, reading the book, you know. and got this little dude. I guess it's supposed to be her squire. Is singing to her, whatever. He was singing like under the dragon's eye, some crap like that. I wanted him to start singing, though your coin, toss your coin to the witcher. That's what I wanted him to sing, but no, we didn't get that. He was under the dragon's eye. I don't know if that's the same as under his eye in Handmaid's Tale, but anyway, the king said he ain't sending Damon no damn help. He not sending him no help. And Corlys, you know, him and Damon got together and did this shit on their own. They need to fix it on their own. And I was like, there is no way in 3 years that Rhaegar should still be holding this position. None. Make it make sense to me, right? I don't say, you know what, if the king decides to join them right now, it's going to make the king, the realm, the crown seem weak. I was like, well, shit, we thought he was weak anyway. Like 3 years ago, we thought he was weak. Ain't nothing changed. So go ahead and be weak, king. So Rhaenyra, like I said, she out there chilling, reading a good book. And Queen Alicent come out like, look, girl, your daddy wants you. The hunt is about to begin. We got to leave for it. Rhaenyra said, I don't care. I don't want to go. I mean, hell, she didn't even care when you walked up, Queen. Okay, and the old boy decided to stop and greet the Queen, and Rhaenyra's like, I didn't tell you to stop singing. Keep singing, okay? And she said something about she was just like, well, you need to come in here, and then she kept calling her your grace, your grace, your grace. She was like, you know, I'm gonna call you your grace because, you know, I'm supposed to, not because you mean something to me. So Alicent tried to pull a ring, and she's telling Samwell, which is the dude who's singing, you can bounce, go ahead and go. Rhaenyra say, no, I said stay by order of the princess. Well, Queen trumps princess. You need to go, Samwell. Okay, so as hard as she resists, so does the king. The king trumps her feelings too. And she's being ordered to go along his side on this damn hunt, on this long ass road to Kingwood. Like I said, we finally getting out of the Red Keep. So they trying to convince her they all one big happy family, right? And the courage just bouncing around, tossing Alicent around. I was like, it's gonna make her go into labor because her belly big as a motherfucker, right? The king look over at Rhaenyra and say, you gonna give me some grand soon? Hey, what's up? Rhaenyra say, I think not. No ma'am. No ma'am, Pam. Alicent chime in like, girl, it was easy. It was so easy peasy. Aegon came out fine, girl. Okay. My midwife said I can go on this trip. Everything good. Don't nobody care about that girl but the king. Don't nobody care about the king. I mean, I surely don't, for real. So Rhaenyra's like, well, why would I do that? Okay. Why would I want to have a baby? He said, because you're my daughter. Look, bro, I don't even want to be here. So I know I don't want to have no baby. Well, it's your duty. She said, I know. I'm constantly reminded of what my duty is. Okay. So she like, ain't nobody at this hunt for me. Nobody. And when they got to the stagecoach, everybody got off the stagecoach, when they got to Kingswood, she didn't even move. Okay. I mean, she eventually went inside, but she didn't want to be part of all the hoopla. Everybody was praising, you know, Prince Aegon, you know, the second of his name, the first of his kind, or something like that. It was crazy. So when she finally went inside, she was right. Wasn't nobody acknowledging her presence. Nobody was excited to see her, except for one man. Why he looking at her like that? Okay. Well, apparently, down at the Stepstone, they snatching up ladies. This is the conversation that's going on. And the rumor is they sending them to go work at the whorehouse. And then Lady Redwine is the one who was talking. And she's like, ain't no king ever been able to tame Stepstone. Apparently, this is where the savages go. Okay. And then she saw Rhaenyra. She's like, well, maybe she can give us some insight. Tell her what's up. You know, after all, it's her damn uncle who in the heart of all this mess. He the one that started this war. I think the king should step up. And Rhaenyra say, but the crown is not at war. Redwine say, girl, yes it is. I don't care what your daddy say. He just don't want to admit it. We got into this war because of Corlys and Daemon. But make no mistake, this is under the king. Now, I realize they not calling Corlys anymore. They're not even calling him Lord. Everybody from this point on has been calling him Sea Snake. Everybody's been calling him Sea Snake from this point on. I find it interesting. So Rhaenyra, she throws the best shade She be coming with him every episode. She throws the best shade. And she's like, tell me, Lady Redwine, what have you done to serve the queen? Eating cake? I mean, I agree with Lady Redwine though. But Rhaenyra, she ain't finna let you talk about her daddy and her uncle in her face like that. Shut that shit down real quick, right? And so we finally get to meet a Lannister. He was the man that was eyeballing her on the inside. Okay. Tylan, the one who came in with the message about the stepstone, that's his twin brother. And if y'all paying attention, that is the same man that's playing both roles, right? He also played in the original Game of Thrones. He wasn't one of these two people, but he was in the original Game of Thrones. He was the one that got manhandled by the Mountain when the Mountain was fighting and he killed the dude. That was him. Mm-hmm. Season 1, I think it was. Okay, anyway. Jason is the stereotypical Lannister, you know. While Tylan, even though he works for the crown, he really is a nobody, you know, ain't got no gumption for real. Like I said, Jason got his eyes on Rhaenyra. So Rhaenyra, girl, somebody's there for you, and you gonna really find out that he there for you, okay? And I said he gonna try to smash. He out there talking to her, giving her his honey wine, right? And he said that we should get married. Let's get married. First of all. Okay, anyway. He started going on bragging about Casterly Rock and how it's so much better than where they at in the keep and everything. And how he may not be of high status yet, but he got money. He can afford to be a dragon pit. And she's like, what the hell you need a dragon pit for? He said, well, I would do anything for my queen or my lady wife. Rhaenyra like, thanks for the wine, but no. Okay, so she decided to bounce. And she's speaking to herself as she walking aside. Okay, he's sipping on something stupid and I don't want no parts of that. So let me give you back this cup. Let me go talk to my daddy about this because something seems strange. So she goes inside and finds out that King Viserys is trying to pimp her out. And she called him out on it. He like, you are of age, Rhaenyra. It's time. Now, she been of age according to them, because maybe they can start having sex at 14. I don't know when she started flowering. That's what they called it back in the day. He's like, you know, you of age, you know. And he's a good match. Lannister's a good match. She's like, he is pompous and self-serving. He said, well, shit, y'all got that in common. I was like, ooh, did he do that? Did he do that? Don't do her like that, King. Don't do her like that. What you see for Rhaenyra is confidence. It's not pompous, it's self-serving. It's confidence, okay? He said, well, since she came of age, though, he been holding back proposals from all these different people, and they starting to stack up. And he got real loud with her at the party. And it's like, you're not above tradition and duty. Neither am I, right? Everybody back there clutching their pearls and everything like that. Luckily, Otto came in and interrupted because he is insistent she will marry. Okay. And Rhaenyra, she took her horse and ran off. And she's like, fuck this. I'm out of here. I ain't got time for this bullshit. Sir Cole saw her and went after her. Now, the king, he about to go hunt down, they said a stag, a white stag they found out in the woods. And Rhaenyra and Cole is out in these same woods. And I was like, I got a bad feeling. Either they gonna kiss and the king gonna see him, you know, or they gonna get hit by a straight arrow, you know, or Rhaenyra gonna kill his stag. I had all kind of thoughts going to my head, okay? Whose house was it, y'all, that had the stag? The House of Baratheon. House of Baratheon. It was a black stag on as a sigil, but it was still a stag. And it's supposed to be a white stag. It's supposed to be representative of royalty and luck and all kind of stuff like that. So, I'm thinking, you know, something really dramatic about to happen. No, it didn't. The next thing we see is they at the feast where Jason is asking the king, could he rear Rhaenyra? And she gonna be compensated for her loss of station. The king said, what the fuck you mean loss of station? What? He said, well, I'm quite sure you're gonna name Aegon the heir. He's like, no, Rhaenyra is already my heir. And who's saying this mess, okay? Anybody speaking out of pocket like that, they rebelling against the crown. You rebelling? He said, no, sir, no. He said, hey, check yourself. And I don't come over to him and say, look here, you should consider his proposal, though, for real. Of course, because Otto wants Aegon to be king, right? And King said, "No, I ain't finna do that." No, he pompous and self-centered, like she said it. He said, "Well, look here. I only want to make my daughter happy. That's what I want to do." So in response to him saying he want to make her happy, Otto say, "Well, let me give you another idea. Let her marry her brother, her 2-year-old brother, her brother." Okay, it's so many things wrong with that sentence. Let her marry her 2-year-old brother. And I'm thinking, Otto, he just said he only wants his daughter to be happy. How in the world do you think that's going to make her happy? By marrying the infant. What? He told him to betroth them. Y'all kidding me? Y'all kidding me? I would have shot them in his fucking throat. I would have. So, the king, his only concern is that he's 2. He's 2. He said, "But you know what? I'm tired of talking about this shit. We came to this party to have fun, not to politic, right?" The king was drinking his ass off. He was drinking his ass out. And I wonder what his decrepit ass hand looked like. He had black gloves on. It gotta be beyond the gangrene, gotta be beyond the thing, or they had to cut it off or something. Because I don't think you can live that long with gangrene, can you? Because it's an infection that spread through your body. Anyway, why his queen ain't never sitting by him? She always out there among the common folk. Stronghold. Remember, I can't remember the dude's name. I keep calling him all different names. The one from last week, the one who told him to marry Lady Lena. He come up to say, "You know what? I got an idea. She should marry Sea Snake's son." Now, we didn't know how old this boy was. He was supposed to be older than Lady Lena. And Lady Lena was 12. So I'm assuming the boy 13, 14, 15 is 3 years later. I'm going to give him at least 15. 3 years later, he 18, 19 now. Okay. He's like, "Look, I told you to marry, I told you to marry the daughter. And you didn't do it. So I think she should marry Sea Snake's son, Lenore. For the same reasons that you should have married that damn daughter." And he her cousin. So, it's already staying in the bloodline. Only thing I can say is at least they both teenagers. But they cousins. Anyway, his reasoning is pretty sound. He's pure Valyrian. He's half Targaryen. And he is the heir to the richest house in the realm. I don't know what you think is wrong with that. They should marry unless he don't survive. Because he's out there fighting on the stepson. So he shouldn't be over 19. Rhaenyra is 17 right now. Because the king said that she was 10 and 7. So she's 17. And so Lena should be 15 now. Anyway, it's dark 30. Rhaenyra is still out in the woods with Sir Cole. Your daddy worried about you, girl. You already know it. But that y'all don't care. Somebody he could die wherever. You don't mean that. You don't mean that. But while they in the woods, they hear something in the thicket. Something in the bush. I was like, is it the stag? Is my prophecy gonna come true? Rhaenyra is gonna kill it? Steal her father's shine? Nah, that ain't what happened. Cole grabbed his sword, start creeping over to the little thickets and stuff. Out comes this big ass wild boar and fucks Cole up. It heads towards Rhaenyra. It charges at her, attacks. And Cole gets there just in time. But it wasn't, he stabbed it, but it wasn't dead yet, right? Once Rhaenyra realized it wasn't dead, baby, everything she was feeling, all the pain, all the anger, she took it out on that damn boar, like, she was just like, and this blood just splashing all in her face, it was all in her and everything. So back at the party, the king, drunk as a skunk, he had the second thoughts about Rhaenyra being heir. Because remember, he had that dream about the son being born to wear the crown. And he didn't think he was going to have a son. He tell us this later in the episode. He didn't think he was going to have a son. He didn't think he was going to get remarried. So he figured his dream was wrong. So go ahead and make her the heir. But now that Aegon is here, maybe I was wrong. Maybe he is supposed to have a son that's supposed to be the crown. Okay? He had said that he had never had that dream again after he had it the very first time. But that is not what he told Queen Emma before she died. You know, but he had been believing in his dream and basically drove Emma to his death, her death. He telling Alicent this, right? He thought he was wrong to dream and name Rhaenyra would save him from his guilt. He said grief, but I said guilt. Okay, because he didn't expect, like I said, he didn't expect to marry, he expect to have a son, but Aegon is here. So next day, they heard that they finally cornered a stag, but it was not the white one. Okay, he figured that the white stag was a sign that Aegon is supposed to be king. The stag looked like he was about to buck on him though, right? The king stabbed him. He didn't die, so he had to do it all over again. Now, when they have these hunts, the king is supposed to kill it with one swift blow. The fact that he had two gave him doubt again. Well, maybe he ain't wrong. Maybe Rhaenyra should be queen. Okay, Rhaenyra out there in the woods again. Still, she ain't went home yet. She's still covered in pig blood, and the white stag rolls up on her. Okay. Nobody knows it but she. Okay, she showed it compassion, let it go. And Rhaenyra come back in blood. Everybody looking, what the hell just happened? And she is dragging that damn boy. Well, she ain't dragging the cold, dragging that boy behind her like, bitches, did my own hunt. Everybody got pork rinds and pork steaks and bacon and shit for the next day. Anyway, back at King's Landing now. Otto comes to the queen's chamber to convince his daughter Alicent to convince the king to name Aegon the heir. And Alicent was like, you know what? Actually, Rhaenyra would be a great queen. Otto said, I don't care how good she would be, but she's still gonna be a she, okay? And the realm will turn itself up under her reign. She's a woman. That's all that needs to be said. So he like, my grandson is the firstborn son. He is the rightful heir. So she went and did as daddy said do. Now earlier Rhaenyra thought that they had each other's back when they was dealing with the other ladies, you know what I'm saying, red wine, all them. And I was like, if she does this, she convinced him that to take her right away from her, it's gonna really tear them apart, you know, if he goes through with it. So the king thinks that, you know, she heard talk about Rhaenyra marrying. She needs a good consort. And when Alicent heard him say that she needs a king consort, that put some pause in her about mentioning that Aegon should be the king. She knows that he is serious about her being. Speaking of that, Queen Elizabeth of Great Britain passed away, and her husband Charles is now the king consort. I think that is. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. So, Alicent noticed this little note on the table, and it was a note from Corlys's brother, Vaemon. Okay, I'm gonna tell you who. I didn't read the books. They was real lacking imagination when they started naming these characters. Vaemon and Daemon, Laenor and Laena, Rhaenys, Rhaenyra. Everybody, come on, man. Anyway, the whole family down there fighting. Corlys, his brother Vaemon, their son Laenor, they all fighting, and they need help. Alicent's confused as I am. Why not send them help? Because of his ego, girl. Because he pissed off at them. Because they defied him. And he does everything out of spite and out of emotion, right? So, I was like, if she can convince him to send them help, she knows she got him in the bag. And she did. She convinced him. She was like, she convinced him to, like I said, she didn't think nothing else about the naming of Aegon, but she convinced him, send Daemon help down there. I would have disliked the girl, but she made a lot of sense, okay? Rhaenyra had been told him to go handle that 3 years ago, and he didn't bother to listen, but he gonna listen to Alicent. So Rhaenyra goes into the council room when he asked her opinion, and she like, why does my opinion matter? You know, you want to strip me of my title. You finally got the son that you always wanted. Everybody know it. You even said it yourself. What good am I to you other than a trade-off, a pawn exchange, right? He like, you know the ways of the world. That's what we do. We marry for advantage. He said, I'm trying to help your lonely ass. Okay, you miserable as fuck and you get on my nerves. I want to give you a family. She's like, I had a family. Okay? And then Rhaenyra says, if that was the case, and we marry for advantage, then you would have married Laena Targaryen. So don't speak to me about the benefits of being betrothed to somebody I don't want to marry. Okay? You're like, okay, you got me there. But that does not change the fact that you still need to be married. But I'm going to let you pick who you want to get married to. Then he let her know, to be honest, I did think about replacing you. I really did. But I swear on your mother's grave, I'm not going to do that. So, it's looking real bad out there for Corlys and the guys. You know, help is weeks away. So, Lenore said that we need to get Rhaegar out of them damn caves. Let's use Daemon as bait. Daemon thinks that Daemon is the reason that they lose in the first place. And I was like, I beg to differ. Daemon is probably the reason y'all still standing as much as y'all are. Okay, and like Lenore said, at least he fighting. He is fighting. What have you done for us, Unc? Okay? He like, if the king's brother don't support him, why should we? You know, somebody always trying to raise up. And I was like, this is not Daemon's fight. This is your brother's fight. He is the one that went to Daemon and asked him for help. Okay? Corlys saying, you know what? Say it again. Say it again. Say it again and we ain't finna help him. Say it again, we ain't finna stand by Daemon. And I will have you for mutiny. I was like, wait a minute. I thought Corlys said that his brother was the king. Correct me if I'm wrong. In last week's episode, didn't he tell Daemon, me and you are both brothers of kings? And then he tells the king, I'm missing something. Anyway, Corlys checked him. Okay, and he said that I don't give a fuck if you my brother. I will peel your wig back. You know what I'm saying? I ain't like the king. So the messenger showed up to go tell them that help is coming. It pissed Daemon off to the point that he beat the shit out of the messenger. I was like, these men and they fragile egos. They say women are emotional. No, these men are emotional as fuck. So Daemon, he didn't even hear Laenor's plan, but he goes to the cave to confront Rhaegar, right? He went in waving a white flag. And I was like, is he giving up? He'd rather give up than accept his brother's help. I was confusion. Rhaegar was confusion, but that ain't what he was doing. He was setting their ass up. He was trying to take down the army all by himself. Y'all been fighting these motherfuckers for 3 years, and you drop down in front of them and whoop all they ass by yourself without the dragon too? Okay, something y'all couldn't do in 3 years, all because you mad. You had to well your anger up in order for you to achieve this. It didn't make sense to me. Anyway, he got hit with 3 arrows. And I remember he got hit with an arrow before, but he got hit with 3 arrows this time. And the rebels start closing in on him fast. Rhaegar did nothing but stand there and look amazed and bewildered. Then Corlys' men showed up. They rushed in. They notarized in on the dragon. Dracarys! Dracarys! Barbecues everybody. Barbecues them all. The ones who got away was able to run back into the cave. Rhaegar just slow walks back inside there, to which Daemon follows. I was like, well, who is Rhaegar for real? Okay? He must be somebody. I was thinking maybe he was a Targaryen. They got exiled from the family or something. We'll never know. Because Daemon ripped him apart. He cut his ass in half, right at his intestines, and drug his body down. It's over. The war has ended. Rhaegar had so much significance in these first 3 episodes. And that man never spoke a word. Did y'all realize that? He never said a word. We don't know much about him at all. At all. But I guess he just all it took was for the king to extend some fucking help to Daemon. Daemon's ego's like, he gonna think I'm a failure. He think I'm a failure because the way the letter is, like, I don't want you to fail, so I'll make sure I'm come help you. So all of a sudden, now Daemon can take out all these mugs by himself for the most part. Like I said, he hadn't even heard Laenor's plan, so he didn't even know that he was supposed to go down there and set them up. But anyway, it's still a good episode for me. It's still a good episode. I'm looking forward to next week. I don't know how much more in the future we gonna be next week, but baby, they sped this shit up. Thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Peace.